Hello, everyone. This is Ansada School of Consciousness. We are here on TikTok as Ansada Energy, and on YouTube, we are Libations of Gold and House of the Trident. Interesting topic today, once again. We don't usually show our faces on teaching videos because most of our teachings are audio based because they are recorded live whilst class is in session. Once again, this is Ansada School of Consciousness, where we develop consciousness, we help to awaken and brighten the path for others to follow. Today's topic is very important. It's about fostering and nurturing spiritual sensitivity. Many people struggle a lot to get a grip on spiritual communications because most of the time, these people seekers on the path of awakening have within their mind's eye a very specific way as to what communication should be. They are used to the third dimensional communication, so they look forward to a similar modality, which is not so. If you wish to develop spiritual sensitivity, that is spiritual communication, to receive, to be receptive, it all revolves around language. Language is everything. Language can block you. It will also set you free if you know what you're doing. So essentially, what we are going to teach today is very simple. Spirituality is not complicated. Complicated spirituality belongs to the old way of doing things. But the new spirituality that has seeded on itself onto the world in this 21st century, in this Aquarian age, is quite simple. The simpler, the more powerful it is. So we are going to give out a very simple modality as to how to boost your spiritual communication. It's very practical, so we go straight to the point. Once again, if you just join us, this is Ansada School of Consciousness, where we study consciousness, we develop in consciousness, all things awakening. We are on TikTok as Ansada Energy, and on YouTube as Libations of Gold and House of the Trident. Language is everything because language can either take away the barrier to your full awakening or it will either add more barriers to your awakening. Because of our ego personality, we tend to speak in terms of I, me, 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 me. I am this, I don't like that, I don't like that, I prefer this is my, me, 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 me. This is individualistic. First of all, the first rule of awakening is to understand that you are many. Many are one, and one is many. We studied in our previous video, we spoke about the mystery of what humanity is. And we understand that humanity is a composite being. Humanity is not one entity. We cannot define our humanity separate from the trees or the elements or the ocean or the moon and the sun or the stars. We can't do that. And therefore, by understanding that you are many, if you can just practically replace the me, I with we, our, and we, this simple adjustment will go so well to develop your consciousness into unity consciousness, which many people are referring to as Christ. You see, if you want to develop, remove the barrier that blocks your sensitivity to experiencing the multidimensional universe. And the multidimensional universe, as the word multi means more than one, and therefore you must incorporate the manyness, the many into your language. Therefore, the ego personalities go-to word that is my, I needs to be replaced with we. Let's take, for instance, 2 seconds ago, I am not the same as 2 seconds later I'm talking to you right now. An hour ago, I've changed. We live in a reality of ever-changing moments. There is no such thing as past. There's no such thing as future. It all exists as possibilities. What we have is the present moment. And we move from moment to moment to moment to moment. And each moment, you were a completely different being. And therefore, if we take the previous moments, the moment of now, and the possible moments as well as the alternative realities, if we are going to consider all of that, then we are really many. We exist as a multidimensional essence. And therefore, when you begin to speak in terms of we, then we bring in that unity consciousness, becoming sensitive to the other aspects of ourselves. Because there is a you and I a week from now. We will not look the same. We may think we are the same, but we are not. There is a wisdom or understanding that you are not getting now. Hours later or days later, you are going to achieve a whole different level of understanding and experience that makes you different. That new you with a new awareness is not the same as the old you right now watching this video. We are many. And therefore, when we bring in the new vocabulary of we and our, this essentially bridges all the aspects of ourselves across space and time. This is very practical. It's simple, but it is very powerful. Usually we are looking to see into the dimension, other dimensions. We want to experience, move out of our bodies here and there. We are defining spirituality in a very superficial way. It's right in front of our noses, but we are not getting it. So practically, just bringing in the we. Let's make an example here. You speak to someone. Someone invites you to a program. Someone invites you to an event. At the very least, your personality, you are a multidimensional being. There's an aspect of you in the first dimension, in the second, in the third, in the fourth, in the fifth. Even science tells us this, that all life vibrates on 12 dimensions. And therefore, you and I, we exist on 12 dimensions. So the higher aspect of you, there's an aspect of you that is not spiritually sensitive. There's the second dimensional aspect of you, a third dimensional aspect of you, a fourth dimensional aspect of you. If you wish to experience fourth dimensional reality, it's just about connecting and bridging the gap between your third dimensional self and the fourth dimensional self. It's not really that much of a rocket science, no. It's about understanding reality of who you are, that you are not one being. You are a composite being. Put that aside for a moment. You have spiritual guides, you have spirit guides, you have ancestral guides. You even have specific spiritual guides for your tribe. And those of you who belong to indigenous societies, you know what I'm talking about. Let's just take even the ancestral guides. They are constantly with you and they live through you, through your bloodline. And therefore, if you learn to use the word we have been invited to this event. What do you think about it? What should we do? Should we accept the invitation or not? We have been presented with this dilemma in life. We have met this obstacle in life. We have incurred this debt. We have read this book, listened to this audio, listened to this teaching. We have been exposed to this teacher, this person, and this is the information that has been brought to our attention. What do you think? What should we do? This is where the transmission opens for wisdom. If you speak in terms of I will see what I can do. I will come. I don't like that. I don't like this. Then you are stuck within the third dimensional ego self. This is very practical, but that is how to to quickly develop spiritual sensitivity so that you can receive information from your higher nature and those who are part of you, those guides who also dwell within the higher nature. If you speak all the dimensions from the first to the 12th dimension, it is only the first three dimensions that always use I. From the fourth dimensional aspect of you upward, it's a matter of we, because it is unity consciousness, especially the fifth dimension. It is unity consciousness. Therefore, your higher nature, other dimension, isn't a destination to reach. It is all accessible in real time. Pay attention to this. It's simple. You get it? So, if you don't develop this sensitivity, you are going to end up on your own and you are not going to receive the needed admonitions, the advice from your higher dimensional aspect as well as your higher dimensional spirit guides. So it is important that just practically switch. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, it doesn't take any penny out of you. It's just a change of vocabulary. Okay, someone asks you, how are you doing? How are you this morning? How are you today? We are doing fine. We are doing well. Use we. Include we in your vocabulary. Because if you do that, you send out an intention that you are many, not one. And therefore, if you are exposed to something, all of you are exposed to it. All the other aspects, your guides, your ancestors, everyone, every spiritual companion who accompanies you is exposed to it. If you develop the vocabulary of we, even if you are listening to a conversation, you are a composite being, you know that we just heard this. This person just came to tell us this. What should we do? You do this and let it become part of you, because technically it takes about 90 days of repeated action for something to be addicted to you. Therefore, do this for 90 days. You even try this for 21 days and you will see that your vocabulary, as it changes, your dreaming, your visions, your intuition, it skyrockets. Your insensitivity becomes very, very sharp. And this is why it is important that you switch from the ego personalities of I to we. And this is why we use the ancient term of I am, that I am, which is faulty, which is being used by certain Christian sects, describing God or whatever. But it really is I am, we are. The ancient phrase is I am, we are. Not I am that I am. It's I am, we are. Therefore, whatever one is exposed to, the rest is exposed to it. This is the supreme law of oneness. It is unity consciousness. Therefore, there's no such thing as bad, good, dark, light. No, it always plays out and moves through it seeds off from our senses and our consciousness. Therefore, it plays out according to the lens in which we are looking into. And therefore, if the lens you are looking into to observe reality is fractured, then everything you observe will be fractured. If the lenses has to do with individualism, that is I, everything moves along those lines, and therefore your vision will be impaired. But if you use the vocabulary of we, which is the language of the universe, the universe speaks the language of unity, because we belong to a giant womb of consciousness. And that giant soup of consciousness, as some people say it, is one. There is no I, you. It only plays out in the third dimensional reality. And beyond the third dimensional reality, it's a matter of oneness, unity. So change the vocabulary. Just do this practically. Even if you are about to do a ritual, this is how you state it. This ritual that I'm about to do, This is what we expect out of it. This is what we expect out of it. And whatever you wish to express as your intentions, it is your intention as in our intentions. And therefore, when you bring the vocabulary of we, you are going to get a lot of intuitive advice as to how to make the ritual better. You wake up in the morning, your itinerary for the day, your plans for the day. This is what we have in stock for the day. This is what we want to achieve. We will go here, we will go there. Because of this, if you change your vocabulary like this, literally, though physically it appears that you are an individual person moving through navigating the day, you are just not one person at all. And everything you do, your input into the day, is not just you, it's all of you. If you incorporate, still use and go by the vocabulary of I do this, I do that, I do that. Though your spirit guides are still with you, they just won't interfere. They just won't offer unsolicited advice. And this is crucial. It is your language that will determine whether you include your guides or not. If you still play along the game of I, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever beings that you work with, are with you constantly. But by the law of the universe, they will not offer unsolicited advice or unsolicited assistance. But the language you use, the we, which is rooted in the many, understanding that you are many. We are going for this appointment. We'll be going for this appointment tomorrow. We'll be visiting this place or that place tomorrow. What do you think? What is the best way for us to do this? If you use this language, essentially you become a composite being. Very simple. Apply this. This is Ansada School of Consciousness, where we develop consciousness, where we help our fellow brothers by brightening the path for others to follow. We are on YouTube as Libations of Gold, House of the Trident, and on TikTok, we are Answer the Energy. Blessings to all.